it's only fair that, you know, when we step in that ring, we're equal. And especially, you know, boxing is a brutal sport. You know, we put our lives on the line. I could have, you know, lost my life in that ring.
Hey, what's up? This is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. Now, who's ready for some fighting words? In this video, I want to talk about Devin Haney and his legal actions against Ryan Garcia. Really quick, if you like the videos, please take the time, subscribe to the channel, literally one click. Also, hit the thumbs up button, it does help. Shows love and supports this channel. And if you could, please circulate the videos, tell everybody that Fighting Words is here and he's got something to say. So let's talk about some things. So Ryan Garcia, you know, as we all know, he cheated against Devin Haney. And, you know, Devin Haney has admitted several times that he has, you know, he's not happy, obviously. So he's got a lawsuit against him in terms of, I want some financial revenue coming from this. But I also want to take things a little further. I want you gone. And, you know, like I'm hearing, I never quickly respond to anything because I want to hear overall what people think or how people are thinking so that I can have a deeper rooted thought in what I'm thinking. And what I find is a lot of people are like, oh, you know, it's cowardly or it's this or it's that. I'm like, Tim Bradley especially, saying he didn't like it and things of that nature. But I'm like, you know what? Who are you to tell him how he feels? It was him who was, well, the word assaulted. It was him who was assaulted. It was him who was up against, you know, going up against the odds. It was him who was in there with somebody who was physically superior. So who are you to sit there and tell him how he should feel? And who are you to try to condemn him and his feelings moving forward? This is his issue and not yours. So that's my first initial thoughts on that. And I don't believe I'm wrong in that. You know, like, it's clear, like, it's amazing how Devin Haney is looked at like a coward or a weakling or things along that nature. But let's remember at the same time, Devin Haney did everything correctly. Devin Haney wasn't drinking. Devin Haney didn't show up overweight. Devin Haney didn't have any things in his system. Devin Haney wasn't doing anything wrong. Devin Haney should be regarded as, you know, an outstanding athlete and professional during this whole thing. And yet things have turned sideways. And it's just like, wait, this is the guy, Ryan Garcia, that we're praising or that's being praised when he's doing everything possible wrong? It's not right. It's not fair. And I do want to shed some light on that. Oh, it's because he got beat up. You can say whatever you want about Devin Haney. Devin Haney showed more heart in that fight, in a fight that he knew he wasn't winning, in a fight that he knew he wasn't going to win, and yet he continued to battle. He continued to press forward. After a while, he started taking control of the fight. Like, he literally was pressing the fight. You know, you got to give him credit for that. Whether you want to admit it or not, you have to give him credit for that. Let's see. Ryan should be punished. Let's be real. He should be punished. And when I say punished, I'm talking about a real punishment. Canelo Alvarez, he got popped. And he had like, what, 6 months to a year? That's nothing. Ryan Garcia is going to have, what, a year? That's nothing. Like, all these guys who get years, that's nothing. You have to put this in context. A year to a millionaire. What is a year to a millionaire? You got also, let's look at this logically. We're talking about guys who fight one time a year anyway. Maybe two. Okay? So if you just take that away, well, then that's a regular year for that person, right? That's a regular year. So it doesn't mean anything if you give him a year because he's only going to fight one time in a whole year anyway. But it's still not going to mean anything because he's a millionaire and it's not like you're hurting his lifestyle. It's not like you're hurting him. It's not like you're punishing him. He was only going to fight one time in that whole entire year to begin with. So you're not really hurting him. So it's not slowing him down. It's not slowing his career down. He'll still be in his 20s when he comes back. So you're not slowing anything down. You're not slowing the progress down. You're not slowing down the marketing dollars or anything like that. You're not hurting or harming him in any way, shape, or form by giving him a year. So when I say punishment, I mean a real punishment. And, you know, Devin Haney seeking a lifetime ban is a real punishment. Somebody could have died. You know, this goes back to Antonio Margarito. He had things in his gloves. Look what he did to Cotto's face. It was Floyd Mayweather. He said, I've never seen a fighter's face look like that. I've never seen that. In my entire career, I've never seen a guy whose face looked like that. I've never seen that. What are you talking about? Cotto could have died. So what? Would you be mad at Cotto if he says, no, I just want a lifetime ban? I don't think he should fight anybody. I think his punishment should be that he hangs up his gloves indefinitely. That's his punishment. I don't see anything wrong with that. I honestly don't see anything wrong with that. If you're not going to play by the rules, if you're just going to go rogue and do your own thing, well, then fine. If that be the case, then yeah, maybe this is not the place for you. This is not the sport for you. We can't trust you. You tend to do whatever you like, whatever you want. And, you know, he flat out shows up overweight, and then he gets popping all these things in his system. Then he starts lying, like he had a new scenario and a new lie every week. Then he starts telling on people. So, like I said, on top of that, then you a snitch. Like, listen, let's be true to the game. If you're going to do something and you're going to break the rules, you're going to break the law, at least be man enough to say, okay, well, I broke the rules. I broke the law, and I'm willing to handle the consequences of the laws and the rules that I've broken. But he wasn't even man enough to do that. So if you're not man enough to do anything and you're a snake in every way, shape, and form, well, then I guess you're not man enough to be in this sport. Goodbye. We don't need you. You know, and I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with Devin Haney seeking this. I don't. You know, let's take it another step further. Chris Eubank Jr. gonna fight Conor Benn. Conor Benn gets popped with all this stuff in his system, and they were still pushing. Eddie Hearn was still pushing for the fight to continue. Now we're not just talking about Chris Eubank Jr. We're talking about a drained down Chris Eubank Jr. was going to fight this guy who had stuff in his system that was gonna make him a superior athlete on the night of against this guy who was drained down, was not allowed to hydrate up. Are you kidding me? What if Chris Eubank Jr. would have died? What if he would have said, you know what? I think my skills can get me through this. I'm still going to fight because I believe my skills are better than his skills, and my skills will get me through this. Okay, well, that's fine, but what if you would have died? You know, like, you got to think. Like, and I don't know, I just feel like Devin Haney's getting a bad rap. You know, he's not looked at as being manly, or he's not looked at as being like a true fighter. What are you talking about? Devin Haney is the personification of a true fighter. You're talking about a guy who continued to get up. You're talking about a guy who realized he wasn't winning. You're talking about a guy who continued to persevere and fight through, regardless. You're talking about a guy whose opponent was telling him, hey, you should stay in that corner. And he's like, no, I'm coming back out. They're going to carry me out of here, or I'm going to win. But I'm coming back out when that bell rings. What are you talking about? Devin Haney deserves a lot more respect than what he's gotten from the media, from what he's gotten from his peers in boxing. Not to mention, Ryan Garcia has shown that he's a snake of a person. He's not a wholehearted person. He's not a caring person. He's a very self-indulged person. He gets into fights with everybody. Let's go down the list. We got Terrence Crawford. Let's go down the list. We have Caleb Plant. Let's go down the list. Floyd Mayweather now. There's just a lot of people. There's a lot of people. Like, there's a lot of people. The Vargas brothers. There's a lot of people. Like, everybody he can't say that he's taking the moral high ground, and because he's not. He's not. The common factor and denominator of all these beasts are Ryan Garcia. They're all Ryan Garcia. Like, they're all Ryan Garcia. Every last one of them. Him and Bernard Hopkins, Ryan Garcia. Him and Oscar De La Hoya, Ryan Garcia. Him and Canelo Alvarez, Ryan Garcia. They're all Ryan Garcia. What are you talking about? They're all Ryan Garcia. Earl Spence, all Ryan Garcia. Frank Martin, all Ryan Garcia. Derek James, all Ryan Garcia. It's all Ryan. His ex-wife, all Ryan. Like, when are you going to wake up and grow up and be a man and realize that you are what's hurting you? You know, like, so in terms of, do I think this is right? Do I think this is wrong? I agree with Devin Haney. I wholeheartedly agree. And let me take it one more step further, because I have mentioned before that I work with gangs. I get kids out of gangs.
It's only fair that, when we step in that ring, we
straighten something out. So Devin Haney also said that he wanted to settle things outside of the ring. In other words, make it deadly. Because outside of the ring, it's deadly. Even if it's a fist fight, it still can potentially be deadly because you can fall, hit your head on concrete, and bleed out. So it's deadly. Now, Devin Haney was also arrested earlier this year with an assault rifle. Now, that being said, sports figures aren't too much different from like rappers. They both have especially boxers. They have the same entourages. It's your homeboys from the hood who, without you, wouldn't be doing much with their life or dead or in jail. Without you. So you're their lifeline. You're their livelihood. You're the reason why their mothers can be proud, because without you, who knows where her son would be. So I'm saying that to say that element is around Devin Haney. Devin Haney has a lot of money. I can personally tell you from my personal work, my personal 9 to 5, it's not hard. It wouldn't be difficult for Devin Haney to pay for someone to harm Ryan Garcia, is what I'm saying. And this is a much more mature way of handling things by saying, you know what? I would just much rather you not be in the sport that I love. I respect that. Drop your thoughts down below.